Okay.
Welcome back. Yes, we're talking about ASUU this morning, and it becomes interesting. Tolani, you want to go first?
Oh, well, this ASUU issue, it's become a recurring decimal, not just with this government, but the burning issues now, the payment method in which ASUU said they want to use their own payment system. The government, they are insisting they want to use it. I mean, there are issues here and there, but
1.8 million for professors. 1 million is what the federal government said it can pay.
Well, this problem will still come up again because with the inflation rate, I mean, the inflation rate is skyrocketing. In the next 24 months, they're going to come back to the table that, oh, okay, even they are paying them 3 million per month. If we don't take care of the economy, we will still come back to that issue. Intervention fund for the universities, all these issues. It's very simple. The federal government, they are not particularly interested. If their family members if their children, their children are in those schools, they will fix all these things. It's not supposed to be a
and
big
like
deal.
you said it's been a recurring decimal.
Yes.
So subsequent governments, for example, somebody posted on social media a couple of days ago and said ASUU has called off the strike July 27, 1989.
Because another issue
and so that was when he was in 300 level. You know, when back. He said that, he said, "Oh, sorry, I just remembered when I was in 300 level. Sorry, you people, good night." People abuse the living daylight out of me, but you know, I understood because it's one of my boss in this business. He's a journalist, and he was basically saying it's a recurrent thing. Isn't it time for the federal government to take tertiary education off the exclusive list?
Well.
Like it's been done everywhere. We always say government has no business running business. Obviously, this education business is not making money for government. So why not take tertiary education off your list? Focus on the unity schools and the high schools and leave the state government to run the rest.
Even the unity schools don't even go
That's
there.
what I'm saying. Focus on that. So if the funds that the federal government uses to fund these universities that they have no business in the first place funding, if they have this thing that they use to fund it, why not use it to focus on equipping the ones that are that should be under your purview, federal government colleges, unity schools, and all that? They will do better. A lot of people take their children to schools like Queen's College, King's College, and all that, because I think they have a system in place that separates them, like the OAU and the UI kind of thing. Yeah. It's not. I don't think they depend solely on federal government funding.
Yeah, because
if that is it,
PTA intervention.
No, they do. Just that the intervention, like Mr. Jury said, is the PTA part, because all of them still use
and alumni, right?
The PTA, alumni, okay. Yes, they do that. They help out because they still use the same account, the same singular account, the same test. So everybody still put the money in that account. You know, the policies of federal government. So the school cannot just say, "Oh no, unity school just they want to use." In fact, I remember our own kids. Sometimes the school, the forum, the PTA. There's a PTA forum. Aside from the PTA fees that dues you pay, those they said the food is really bad. Okay, no fruit. So we had to now contribute as parents to be buying fruit. So for the student to eat, and also there's we have to contribute. We want to fix one thing. We did generators. Gave them water. That's So we've been doing so many things. Federal government can do everything. So now let's come back to this as a thing. Education is expensive.
Very true.
Because a lot of people, free. If it's free, you can't get the best. Look at those private schools.
How much do you pay?
How much they pay.
Let's ask Tolani. Tolani is paying, how much do you pay?
You can't pay less than $1 million for a private university.
Okay. Per session.
Per session.
Okay.
Look at that.
In
session or term?
Session.
Two
semesters.
Yes, so one session.
Okay, fine.
So OAU pays like about 100,000. No, about 70,000. Yeah.
So I remember when we were in school, How much was the school fees?
Mine was 2,590.
No, my own was 35 naira, I think.
Oh, you went to school way back.
Way back. 5 naira. But guess what? My school was so rich. Why? Because the school, maybe because it was in Lagos. My then VC, may the Lord bless his soul, late Omotola. They created so many things. We have Unilag bread, Unilag water. In fact, Unilag ventures.
We're doing business.
We're doing business.
Oh, you just.
In fact, when ASUU lecturer, they were going on strike in those days in the military era, when they would go on strike, my school don't go on strike. The school, the VC, whatever, they were paying salaries, they were paying everything they were paying. So you had no cost to fight. Even when you join you're doing comrades, maybe from other schools, but we're footing on abuse.
Yeah, through your own idea.
Thank you.
Through your own idea.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, how many schools? Yeah, maybe because we're in Lagos, we could do that.
What about my school?
Is it with Sokoto? University of Sokoto? Your school?
My school, OAU, has the same thing. Okay. OAU Ventures, we had staff schools that the children of the staff go to, both secondary and primary. We had farm, where you leased the land to certain farmers who were farming on our soil. We were going there as students to go and buy farm produce, yam, gari, and all that. We had few things. We had our own water. We had lots of things that the school was doing to make sure that things. So business works in that school. UI is the same.
No, so they could foot all the bills at that time. Today, in fact, I don't know if you heard about an issue that came up in Unilag recently about the vice chancellor and the pro chancellor and all that about money issues. And it has to do with this because
they're making money. There's something to fight about.
Nothing to fight about. But now, how many schools like that?
How many VCs? How many?
How many? Look. Probably, school in the south, AAU, maybe Unilag, ASUU. I mean, no, sorry, don't let me. That's not federal.
That's the state.
So let's say,
what about UNN?
These schools, but there are schools. Is it Sokoto, University of Sokoto, or Maiduguri? I mean, there are some universities that where they are located, you know that they may not be able to
have the numbers
for their bills. They can't fill those bills. So everybody, the same thing applies to our state, that nobody's taken out of the box. All they do is to go to federal government, to Mr. President, and prostrate and say Aran Kadidi and collect money and go back to their country and squander money. And nobody's raising. So no, these are the issues. Coming back to the demand, I just want to appeal to ASUU. Look, this agreement was not signed by this administration. Though government should be continuity, whether it's administration or not, it is the same government. But what I'm asking ASUU to do now, can we just come back to the table? Let's see where we can urshift our sword and see where we can come and look, okay, this is not visible anymore.
They said they want the fuel subsidy. See, this is where it becomes ridiculous. The ASUU told the federal government, if you can pay trillions for fuel subsidy, you can take 200 billion of that to sort out what we are requesting for the arrears, whatever, by their own calculation and all that they're asking for. The federal government says we've given about 100, and they're still asking that do everything. Now, this is it. The same NLC that matched last year and insisted this subsidy must stay, and the federal government extended it from last year June all the way till the end of this year, is the same NLC that matched out with ASUU last week and said federal government should look for money. Now, even ASUU recognizes that the bulk of the money is going to subsidy. So they are saying, take from subsidy, give us what we need, sort out our issues. NLC that said keep subsidy there is saying sort out ASUU.
Yeah, but in that same statement, during that rally, in that same statement, it was clearly stated that some federal government officials have been indicted for stealing over 100 billion. If you're telling there's no money and we're all on this table eating rice without meat, I will understand. But we're on this table eating rice without meat, you step down there, go out there and start eating chicken. I mean, it won't sit well with me. And you're telling me, I mean, there's not enough money and blah, blah, blah. And you see government officials living, I mean, more or less like opulence. It's like nothing going on. So, ASUU is now saying, if, you're telling me there's no money and you're living this way, that money you're spending, you spend it together.
Well, for me, what ASUU is asking for, they're not asking for too much. We know the state of our education in this country. Like I said, education is expensive. And if you're in a class, you cannot teach. Now, go to the university. Check all the students. You will say somebody is studying computer science. Where is the computer in the whatever? When they are studying. When you say somebody is studying one what do they call it? Biochemistry, whatever. Chemistry. Where are the laboratories and all that? So you say somebody is studying and all that. Go to the library if you're going to see. If not for alumni, no. We just had the reunion, my faculty of law and all that, and we know what we did to put elevator in our own faculty. That is us now. That is, the alumni. Doing that on our own,
which is actually the way it works outside of Nigeria.
Look, in fact, we just donated number of laptops to the faculty now. For students
outside of the world, outside of Nigeria.
You go to the library, nothing, and you want the best from education, and we see all the new products we have today. More like out big, and you listen to some, university graduates to them, like, what is happening here?
You're confused.
I'm confused. So these are the things.
What's going to say next week?
And I wonder, like Mr. Jory said, if there's an allegation of 109 billion. One person, and they still laugh, they still play around us, they still look at us like fools.
Actually, you're the one that said that. But Olayinka, you're the one that said that until convicted guilt, Abi.
Look,
it's allegation.
Yes, it is the law. I'm not the one that is saying it. We have law.
So the person can still be.
That is our manual. That is our manual until you found guilty.
So the person can be laughing.
No, it can be laughing, but that shows the value of our moral standard. Look, you have messed up. Yeah.
They said I have messed up. They said I have messed up.
There's no remorse.
Okay, let's even say, for instance, there's an allegation. They have not said that the allegation is 1 million. Now, they have said that there's an allegation that, let me even say you didn't steal the money, that you were in charge, under your watch. They could not account for 109 billion. We are not saying you stole the money.
But that was taken.
The fact that we are saying under your watch, that's the reason why I look at our leaders. Mr. President doesn't even know what is happening in ASUU. Mr. Minister of Education, for 7 years, we don't know whether he was existing or not. Whether he was dead or alive, we don't know. Mr. Igigi will come and abuse everybody and tell us, if you like, go to abroad, we have enough doctors. These are people that are not supposed to know what government looks like.
Engage.
But these are the people we have running the show. So now, look at something happened today, yesterday now. Mr. Pantami, Minister of whatever, came to say that he's not aware. There was a bill that went through the house of the lower house and the upper house. No, it was in the media. You said no. The ministry did not tell you, did not communicate that to the ministry. Now conflicting the same government, and Mr. President is busy flying. When the man is cooking tired, so he has told you that. So now the man just want to flounder for the next 7 months and have fun. Because if I have Mr. President and my minister, who is considering the people? Who has the act of their citizens?
Their interest at heart.
Yes, the president has our heart, Abi.
And he doesn't even know what is happening between the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of the Communication. And they don't know who will suffer because the communication, the marketers have said that we are the one that will pay. It's the people.
Yeah, it's the subscribers that will pay.
We are the one paying. So whatever they want to collect from them, we are the one paying. And nobody cares.
After all, Mr. Pantami, professor to be precise, has not given us has not queried the telecommunications for giving us.
And that is why, after 7 years as a minister of education, you have not said anything. Now the student, they came on a visit to say, Mr. Minister, what is happening? And you are abusing them.
And you say it's insulting.
And you want to take up the public office. And no,
because we don't like
these are people
we don't want you
that that's not supposed to taste power. These are the people that has no leadership traits in them. These are the people that care less about the citizen. It's about that periphery of the power of Ntorojo. He's the minister of whatever, or he's the president of whatever. That is what we have, and it's a shame on us, all of us.
At times, I wonder what the key performance index. The key performance indicators. I think we need to always bring that to the table for the president, for the minister.
Did you just say key performance indicators?
Yes.
You're looking at a government that has kept 8 ministers. I mean, only about 2 people left. Were replaced when he was coming in newly and they did the review. But are you looking? In fact, it wasn't even when he came in newly. It was just last year.
Yeah, my president does not care whether you're working on. He doesn't even know. He doesn't know what is happening.
My president kept a man that has succeeded in giving him a bad name on his payroll as his appointee for as long as we can remember. So
7 years, I can't say this is.
And the man has been
how can ASUU be going here and there, strike the voice of the? In fact, at a point, people were saying, "Wait, they don't understand. Why is Ngige so vocal, Minister of Labour so vocal,
and so it took the president now saying, Adamu, go and take over Ngige, don't go there again."
Do you understand? Because even ASUU said that he didn't manage
remember that there was this time when the strike action happened last year where Keyamo stepped in, and there was a conversation, and these guys almost came to an agreement, and Keyamo was removed like Jiga, and
was removed.
He was removed from the negotiations, and Ngige took over. And the doctor came to tell us that we have more doctors in Nigeria, and everybody can just go. I mean, he was having a conversation with, I think it was the enemy. It was the Nigerian Medical Association or something.
Yes.
And he said, you people can freaking go anywhere you want to go.
I was reading something on social media. Sorry, I don't know whether it's true or not. Somebody wrote that
he came and bought form for 100 million and said he wanted to.
Somebody wrote that ASUU has gone on strike, whether it was 7,000 or 17,000 times since Nigeria instead of. So after maybe 7,000, I don't have that.
It's become a norm now that the people in government they just don't care anymore. They just don't care. Yes, ASUU too, they have their own faults.
They have great issues.
I feel if you open up university system, you're transparent with your expenses. Private individuals would. I know some corporate bodies are doing just like the alumni are doing. Some corporate bodies are doing so much in the academic space. But if the federal government should withdraw to a very large extent, and the system is quite transparent, I think
we should do 40-60. I think it's about time.
We will have more mileage.
No, you don't understand what is happening, sir, Mr. Ijiri.
No,
the money that comes in, the school fees and all those things that you pay, the school don't have power over.
Everything goes to CSC.
Yes.
Yeah, everything goes to CSC.
Then the money okay, fine. So since you are taking everything, then you want to fund.
No. But then, even though they are taking everything, I remember that while I was in school and we were doing some certain payments, our accommodation was going to a separate account, and our school fees goes to a separate account. We were not paying everything into the same account.
Yes.
Generally,
we're not paying
exactly.
the same account.
Now everything is going to separate accounts, which now comes to the idea of the federal government, the TSA thingy. Now everybody's trying to put it together. But where I have a challenge is the fact that the federal government has all of this money, but the VC still has all of this power. They have land.
I know there's some things the VC cannot do. That's why they have body council.
So between the VC and the council, are you telling me that they cannot do what Unilag is doing?
See,
I'm just looking at schools that have. I'm not looking at those ones that we have identified environmental issues. I'm looking at the ones that had the wherewithal.
We have said it
to do more.
A lot of people go into to Unilag that are not students, right?
Yes.
Go into Unilag and patronize Unilag.
Exactly.
Things.
My VC sat on the same chair and told us about 3, 4, 5 businesses that they were doing within the school to keep things going. That was just last year.
Yes. Do you know Unilag have ventures and they even have properties outside the school.
Exactly.
And that is generating.
Also, you will not built by the federal government.
You will not have this in some of these remote.
Exactly.
You can't have it in Ekiti. You can't have this thing.
You have it in Ekiti. You have it in Ekiti.
The kind of the kind of revenue you have in Unilag, you won't have that same kind of revenue outside Lagos.
But they will make money because
they will make money, but not as much.
Professor Afe Babalola has a university that is fully staffed, fully equipped, fully occupied by students in Ekiti State.
How much are they paying in federal school? How much is Ekiti people? I mean,
No, I'm saying that if the school, the federal school in Ekiti wants to do business, I'm saying it is possible.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If Afe Babalola is doing it with his own school in the same Ekiti and it is thriving, that means the Ekiti state government as well has its own school and is actually doing well.
So
why is the federal school not doing well?
Afe Babalola, hold on. Like what's it called? Covenant. They don't need anything outside that confine. They have everything within. So Afe Babalola, because he has money to play around with, the students are bringing the money he's using to do those things inside that thing. So it's different from that very federal school in the same Ekiti that you are paying peanuts, that you are not paying anything, more or less. So where will they get the money?
So school fees is the problem.
School fees is number one.
Education is expensive.
I mean, Abuja would be like 2 million, if not more, in that neighborhood, and the bulk of people that even attend those schools are from Lagos.
All right, we need to go on the show this morning. It simply means that education is expensive, but if you don't want to pay for it, the common adage says, try ignorance. If you want to be ignorant, don't pay for education. So as long as we want good education in Nigeria, parents must begin to make sure that we put money together to make sure we pay good school fees. Students also should not go on strike and protest when school fees is increased because the government needs it. I went to like 2 strikes because of school fees. Anyway, thank you so much, Olayinka and Tolani, for joining us this morning on the Bumper Breakfast. It's always fun talking about these issues. We'll be back again tomorrow morning on the Bumper Breakfast. So have a lovely day and please stay safe. Monkeypox is there. COVID is also out there. You need to watch your health. Have a beautiful day.